champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
Back here where I belong. I got here this morning. The people who knew me were like, "Why'd you leave? Glad you're back. Told you so." You know, that kind of stuff. But I'm back in my old truck, same truck that I had, you know, so it's good. I really learned a lot last couple of weeks. Learned a lot about myself and about other companies, you know. I mean, I don't regret anything, you know. I really don't. As mad as I was more mad, you know, about myself, or mad at myself because, you know, for making such a wrong decision. But you know, you kind of learn from those. You kind of learn from your wrong decisions. And everybody's telling me, "Oh no, it's just, you're not going to like it." And I'm like, "Well, let me give it a shot." And they were right. You know, I just had a funny feeling for the 2 weeks that I was gone and at that company, at Seaboard. I just had this feeling that I was in the wrong place. Like, what am I doing here? I'm on an airplane flight going to Kansas City. I'm like, why am I doing this? The people up there were really friendly. I'm not going to lie. They were really friendly. Product endorsement. You know, I'm a happy fella. I'm not going to lie. They were really friendly. Besides maybe one or two people, everyone was real friendly and cordial up there. So I can't sit there and badmouth them. They just didn't know what the heck they were doing. Plain and simple. And I don't have time for them to figure it out. Now, they were going to pay. They were going to pay a lot, but, you know, I waited 2 days for my first load to get loaded up. And that wasn't 2.5 days, actually. And that, I mean, and then they told me that next load out of their other plant they had was going to be the same way. You're going to wait probably another 2 days. And I was like, no, we're not doing that. I'm just not doing that. Especially after I haven't been home like they promised, you know. So, plus, the whole CNG truck is overrated. And I'll tell you why. Real quick. I'll do a more in-depth video about that. But you gotta fuel so much. I mean, you're fueling 2-3 times a day. And when you're sitting there looking and you're adding up the cost and you're sitting there thinking, dude, as many times as you gotta fuel up, this is just as much, it's just as freaking expensive as diesel after it's all said and done with. So what's the point? You got a more expensive truck and you're still spending gobs and gobs and gobs of money on fuel. So now I know there's, and I'll do another video about that, but I mean, that's my time. That's my time. I don't get paid any extra for all those extra times I gotta fuel. Now, you know, we never get paid for fueling, but still, you're still wasting all this time. So, anyways, so I'm glad I'm back here. I'm glad I'm back. Just kind of getting everything kind of situated. A couple weeks ago, I cleaned this truck out. So now I'm not putting as much stuff in here for sure. Yes, and I got a gallon of it too. You know, so yes. it feels normal. It feels normal. I feel, you know, it's a positive place here. At least it seems like it. Well, I've been at it for a couple of days now, and it's been really, really neat to be running again. After 2 weeks of just like sitting, really, with another company, just sitting. Now it's like I'm actually doing something. So, kind of back on the old routine, if you will. I got a lot of responses from you guys talking about you know, my experience last couple of weeks, and then coming back, and I really appreciate all the response and all the comments and stuff. There's been a few asking questions about, I should have gave it more, well, not really asked questions, but like lecturing me. I should have gave it more time, more than 2 weeks, but in most cases I would agree, but you know, just with this opportunity to be back here on this account was just this one little opportunity to do it. I couldn't sit there and wait, you know. And when I say I didn't have time for them to figure it out, I was telling the truth. I did not have time for them to figure out how to work stuff, because if I didn't take this opportunity to go back, I wouldn't have been able to go back, no matter how long. So you know, that was just it. And besides, I mean, I've been in the industry long enough to know that I don't have to be pushed around by a company, you know. And Schneider hasn't pushed me around. They've treated me just as fair as anyone else. My point in driving a truck is to make a living. It's never been my lifestyle. Never have. I mean, when I came into it, I had a wife, still do, same wife, and one kid. Now I got two, and they are alive. And so trucking does not dictate my life. My life dictates I need some money. I need to make some money, and this is what I like to do for a living. You know, a lot of people do what they want to do, but this is what I do. You know, I could go out and get a college education and make less than what I'm making now, but I like it here. I really do. And sometimes it takes leaving to figure out how much you like it, how much you miss it, how much you feel like this is normal. I've got some things I gotta do. Short term, I gotta do a load tomorrow, and going down to San Antone. But back on the routine, these last 2 months have been really, really crazy in my life. It really has. A lot of ups and downs. This whole year, actually, I've lost a great friend. I lost a father who is never really a father. And so there's been some things going on. Friends getting sick. So I'm sitting there editing this video, and I'm going on my phone here, and I got a text from a friend, a radio friend, saying that we had another guy pass away, and I'm like, man, when does it ever stop? So yeah, it's just been a real tough year this year, and and I like to think that all the bad news will stop one of these days, but so far it hasn't. So I hope y'all out there have good news, because it's just been a long string of bad news, and for me and others around me too. I'm not sitting there trying to get y'all to feel sorry for me. I beg y'all to please don't. It's not about me, but like I said, my family, my close immediate family is doing great, but wife and kids and all, but it's just friends and extended family and stuff, just everything, it's not good, so I hope y'all are having a better year than I am, and than the people around me. And I have to ask, what's next? What is next? So with that, I hope y'all have a good one out there. 73.
That's got to be the best parade I've ever seen. So it would seem.